Lily was a little girl with bright eyes and a big smile. She had always dreamed of visiting New York City, the place she had seen in so many movies and books. The city seemed like a magical place to her, full of endless possibilities and adventures. She was visiting New York City with her family. Her parents had planned this trip for months, and Lily had been counting down the days with great excitement. Lily loved the yellow taxis and the tall buildings. She marveled at how they seemed to touch the sky, and she couldn't wait to explore every corner of the city. Everything seemed so big and exciting. The streets were bustling with people, and there was so much to see and do. Lily felt like she was in a dream. They walked for a long time. They visited famous landmarks, took pictures, and enjoyed the vibrant atmosphere of the city. Lily saw people selling hot dogs and pretzels. The smell of the food was irresistible, and she couldn't wait to try some. She even heard music from a street performer. The lively tunes added to the magic of the city, making her feel like she was in a movie. Lily's parents bought her a giant pretzel. It was bigger than any pretzel she had ever seen before. It was covered in salt and tasted delicious. Lily was so happy. She savored every bite, feeling like the luckiest girl in the world. She skipped along the sidewalk, her pretzel in hand. The city felt like her playground, and she was having the time of her life. She was so busy looking around that she didn't notice her parents were no longer beside her. The sights and sounds of the city had completely captivated her. When she looked up, they were gone. Panic set in as she realized she was alone in the big city. What would she do now? Lily felt a lump in her throat. Her lower lip trembled. She had never felt so scared and alone before. The bustling city around her seemed to close in, making her feel even smaller. She clutched her favorite stuffed bunny tightly, hoping it would bring her some comfort. Where did Mommy and Daddy go? She spun around, her eyes scanning the sea of unfamiliar faces. Every adult seemed to be in a hurry, not noticing the little girl standing all alone. Big tears welled up in her eyes. She tried to hold them back, but they spilled over, streaming down her cheeks. She wiped them away with the back of her hand, feeling a mix of fear and frustration. She felt lost and alone. The noise of the city was overwhelming, and she wished she could just disappear. She thought about the last time she saw her parents holding hands and laughing. It seemed like a distant memory now. A friendly pigeon pecked at her feet. It was a small distraction, but it made her feel a little better. She watched the bird, its movements quick and curious. It looked up at her with its head cocked to the side. The pigeon seemed to be saying, "Don't worry, you're not alone." Lily smiled a little, feeling a tiny spark of hope. Lily sniffed and took a small bite of her pretzel. The familiar taste was comforting, reminding her of happier times. She chewed slowly, trying to calm her racing heart. Even though she was scared, Lily was also a little bit curious. She had never been in such a big city before. There was so much to see and explore, even if it was a bit intimidating. New York City didn't seem so scary anymore. The tall buildings and busy streets were starting to feel a bit more familiar. She took a deep breath, feeling a bit braver. She saw a group of children playing with a big red ball. They were laughing and having fun, completely unaware of her situation, but their joy was infectious, and Lily felt a bit of her fear melt away. Maybe they could help her find her parents. She felt a surge of hope. If she could just talk to them, maybe everything would be okay. Lily walked towards them, clutching her pretzel. She took a deep breath, ready to ask for help. She knew she had to be brave, and with each step she felt a little stronger. "Excuse me," Lily said to the children. "I can't find my mommy and daddy." The children stopped playing and gathered around Lily. They were all smiles and giggles. "Don't worry," said a boy with a bright blue cap. "We'll help you find them." Lily felt a little better. The children were so kind and helpful. They asked Lily her name and what her parents looked like. Then they all spread out and started asking people passing by if they had seen Lily's mommy and daddy. Lily felt a surge of hope. A kind old woman with a funny hat saw Lily and bent down to talk to her. "Why don't we go for a little walk while we wait?" she suggested. "I know a place with the most wonderful pigeons." Lily, still clutching her pretzel, took the woman's hand and let her lead the way. They walked to a big, beautiful park filled with trees and flowers. It was Central Park. Lily giggled as the pigeons flew all around them. She even shared some of her pretzel with them. They cooed and flapped their wings happily. Suddenly, Lily heard a familiar voice calling her name. "Lily, there you are!" She turned around quickly, her heart pounding with excitement and relief. Could it really be them? It was her mum and dad. They had been searching for her all over the city, their faces lighting up with joy as they finally spotted her. They ran towards her, their faces full of worry and relief. Tears welled up in their eyes as they closed the distance between them. Lily ran into their arms and gave them a big hug. She could feel their warmth and love enveloping her, making her feel safe and secure once again. She was so happy to be reunited with them. The fear and loneliness she had felt melted away in an instant, replaced by pure joy. They thanked the kind old woman and the children for helping Lily. Their gratitude was immense, knowing that without their help, they might not have found her so quickly. As they walked away, Lily looked back at the park. It had been a place of both fear and discovery, a place she would always remember. She knew she would never forget her adventure in New York City. The towering buildings, the bustling streets, and the kind strangers who had helped her along the way. Even though she had been lost, she had met so many friendly people and seen so many amazing things. The city had shown her its heart, and it was full of kindness. Lily learned that even in a big city, kindness could be found everywhere. From the smallest gestures to the grandest acts, people were willing to help, and that made her heart soar like the pigeons in Central Park. She felt a newfound appreciation for the world around her, knowing that no matter where she went, she would always find kindness and love.